Hey, good Wednesday morning, Foggers. I'm here in St. Thomas. That's what you see behind me. I just woke up. I couldn't sleep all night, and my mind was racing. And so I'll get to it quick because I have a lot of things to do today, and this is very important. I wanted to make sure that this got out. So yesterday, I get back to the cabin, and my phone is blowing up with messages about the BSO deputy that committed suicide down in Homestead, right? And that really bothered me, right? Obviously, we don't know exactly what led to that. We know he was being served with divorce papers, and undoubtedly, I know that at some point this profession had something to do with the marriage, right? And I don't know who it is, male or female, because of course they're being tight-lipped, and rightfully so, right? But I will tell you this: that deputy is dead. He committed suicide. He's gone. And so I look at the surrounding things that are left behind, and the huge thing that sticks out to me and all the messages that I received yesterday was the lack of response by the agency, and definitely the lack of response from the sheriff, right? So, I had been in contact very briefly and a few times with the sheriff, just trying to comment, because I'm trying to constantly open doors with agencies, because I would love to speak to officers, and I would love to have a rapport with certain agencies if they allow me to, because I think it'll help. Not because I think I'm a great person, but because I'm a peer and I'm totally open and honest. I'm retired, so I'm able to say other things that other people don't feel comfortable. Okay? Yesterday, BSO and Sheriff Tony dropped the ball. Okay? They dropped the ball. As of right now, 6 in the morning, Sheriff Tony's Instagram and BSO's Instagram, I don't see anything. And what the messages from the officers were very upset at were, seeing the images of Sheriff Tony with the rainbow and the gay pride banners and stuff. And I want to be open and honest about this conversation. And listen, the people that know me, I have lots of followers who are gay. I have people in my family who are gay. I have officers that have worked for me, that I have great relationships, that are gay. Listen, at a time yesterday when an officer had taken his life, we don't need rainbows. You know what my gay partners and family members want, love, and deserve? A phone call, a hug, I love you, I respect you. That's where we're at with that. And for an agency head to have all the pictures and videos and stuff at a parade while an officer just killed himself, and a department, what happened yesterday is, I compare the analogy is a ship at sea where it has no rudder and no motor, and is just floating out in the ocean waiting for direction, and all the officers had no direction. Okay, so this is not a thing about why he was doing what he was doing. Is he should have prioritized the death of this officer, and should have immediately given face and taken and done a statement about what was going on. And yes, I know I'm going to get the response of, well, the family needs to be notified. Great. We don't even know to this day. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here in St. Thomas, and I don't know who the officer is. And at this point, it doesn't matter who it is. Okay, the act was done. The damage has been done. I read that there were over 30 Miami-Dade officers that responded to process the scene. They did the right thing, the honorable thing. They gave him a motorcade back to the medical examiner's office, and we did all the right thing. But that trauma of that suicide is now branched out, and all those officers that are on the scene were affected by it. And there is most probably one of those officers that has at some point thought about suicide, that said, shit, man, you know what? This guy had the balls to do this. Maybe it's not a bad thing. And that is what's horrible. Okay? I pray that there was psychological services going out to that call, and I'm sure there was. I hope. And just a bad day. And on top of the bad day, an awful response. Okay? An awful response. And just as a caveat to everything, like I told you, Listen, I'm just at a loss for words, not only at the act, as you can tell, it makes me emotional. I didn't sleep last night, but the lack of response, right? And officers, regardless of their color, their sexual orientation, everybody matters and everybody is important. And it's not what you wear and the colors, it is the fact that somebody loves you. You know, my officers that are gay and all my friends, you know what they appreciate? My phone calls and my genuine love. No fake love, no bullshit. Real love. Like I told you just yesterday, one of our members, had a family member who is in love with somebody of their same sex. And you know what I told them? Everybody is entitled to their happiness and to love who they want. You're not gonna get any hate or bullshit from me. But the one thing that I have to say that I had a huge problem with is that as the agency head, and you're the daddy, like I say, you're the father, you have to be there for everybody. And I just feel like that agency yesterday dropped the ball. We needed a face to come out and say, hey, I care about you. And there wasn't a face. There was this blank statement that we get all the time that, oh, we're there for the family and all that. That's great, we appreciate it. But I need a face. When I fell off my bike as a kid, I needed somebody to hug me and touch the wound and tell me it was gonna be all right. This is not okay, this is bullshit. I pray for the family of that officer, the officers that responded and processed that scene, because now they branch out, the trauma branches out to them, and they're a part of that deputy's life that took his life. And this is just horrible, and we need to do better. I am calling for a system that flags calls that will make officers that respond to those calls a higher risk for traumatic injuries. I have said this repeatedly. When I was a shift commander at Miami-Dade Police, I had a code for every single thing, and I called out everybody from the mayor on down. We need a system that flags calls, and we need people to respond. Listen, I know it's a huge undertaking, but we do Super Bowls and race cars and all types of shit. Don't tell me that you care. Don't tell me that you love me. Show me. We need a system that flags calls and that prioritizes the mental health of officers. This is getting out of control. This is gonna get worse. And I hate to be doing this shit like this now in the morning, but again, this is not to break down. We need to be better people. We need a better system. We need better leadership. We need people that actually care. And to all my officers, regardless of who you are, race, color, sexual orientation, whatever, I love you. That's why I wake up every morning and I do this. I hope you guys have a good day, and if God allows me to, I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you for everything you do, and my prayers go out to everybody that had to deal with that call, and his family especially. 3 a.m. fog.